What do I do about what I saw my brother doing with his girlfriend? TW, mention of possible assault. I, 19F, live with my parents. My brother, 32M, and his girlfriend, she's either 21 or 22, I'm not totally sure, live in a town about 15 minutes away, but they stayed with us this weekend for my dad's birthday. My brother and I aren't that close, and I haven't talked much to his girlfriend, but she seems really nice. She's close to my age and goes to the same college as me, so I could actually see us being friends. Yeah, the age gap between her and my brother is a little weird, especially since she's almost the same age as me, but he's my brother, so if he's happy. Last night, my brother decided they were going to go out for drinks. My parents were already asleep, and his girlfriend didn't seem super thrilled about going since it was already around 10 or 11 at night. But it wasn't my business, so I didn't say anything. I stayed up doing schoolwork in the kitchen, and I heard them come home around 1:30 or 2 in the morning. When they came through the kitchen to set their stuff down, his girlfriend was absolutely hammered. Could barely walk straight, slurring her words, the whole thing. I asked if she was okay, and my brother said she was fine and that they only had a couple drinks. He seemed like he was trying to rush her downstairs to the basement, that's the room they were staying in. I felt uneasy because she seemed way more drunk than he was letting on, but I brushed it off. About 10 minutes later, I heard a phone ringing on the counter. I didn't pay much attention to it until it kept ringing, and then I got a weird feeling and went to check. It was her phone, and there were 3 missed calls from Mommy. I thought it was strange because I know my mom would never call me 3 times at 2 a.m. unless it was serious. I debated leaving it, but when it started ringing again, I decided to take it down to her. I knocked before going down, but since the phone was still ringing and I didn't assume there was any reason for concern, I didn't wait long. As I started walking down, I heard some grunting noises that suddenly stopped, then some rustling. That's when it clicked what was happening. I immediately stopped and apologized, saying out loud that I was just bringing her phone because someone was calling a bunch of times. My brother said it was fine and to come down. When I got to the bottom, he was standing there in a towel and looked nervous, beyond just embarrassed. His girlfriend was under the blankets on the bed, and from what I could see of her shoulders, she looked naked. She also was 100% asleep or passed out. I doubted what I was thinking for a second, but the smell in the room made it pretty clear what had been going on. I gave him the phone and went right back upstairs. I couldn't stop thinking about it though. She had been so drunk she could barely stand, while he seemed totally fine. It made me really uncomfortable, especially with her being a girl who's basically my age. I didn't know exactly what to do. I didn't see anything happen, but my gut was screaming that something was off, and my mind kept going to the worst. I ended up telling my mom and asking her for advice about what I saw in the morning because I couldn't shake it. Later, my brother came upstairs alone. I said hi but went straight to my room. I could hear my mom quietly talking to him, and then a few minutes later, he came into my room looking mad. He told me I was making serious stuff up that I didn't understand and that I needed to stay out of his business. I told him I wasn't accusing him of anything, but that I felt uneasy about what I saw, especially because his girlfriend was super drunk, and that he had no reason to be mad if it wasn't what it looked like. I said if I were in her position, I'd want someone to say something, and he would too. That made him even angrier. He told me I didn't know what the hell I was talking about and went back downstairs. When they both eventually came up, my brother basically refused to let me talk to her at all. Her eyes were very bloodshot, possibly from crying, but I didn't see very well, so maybe just from being half awake. Then, he rushed them both out, saying they were going to eat. They've since come back, and his girlfriend very clearly looks like she doesn't want to be anywhere near him. However, she also waved me off when I approached her to talk a few minutes ago, though my brother had a weird look on his face. That could just be me, though, I have no idea. My mom later thanked me for saying something, but my dad told me that I might have overstepped since I don't know the full story. He said I wouldn't want to get my brother in trouble or feel bad if I did over something I misunderstood. Now I just feel weird and kind of guilty. What do you even do in this situation? I feel like I need to do something, but I obviously can't call the police with what little I have. Update: I'm sorry if this isn't the lengthy conclusion people expected, but I'm going to keep it brief for the privacy and safety of the girl and any future action she decides to take. This was not the result of a prior agreement between her and my brother. The calls from her mom were in response to a call she made earlier that night while out with my brother, due to her experiencing abnormal effects under similar circumstances in the past. My mom and I drove her to the location she chose, and my brother went home in his own vehicle with my dad. I'm not making any claims about the reasoning or wrongdoing of any party, if any at all. Most importantly, the girl is safe and fully informed of both the occurrences and this post. I cannot make any statements on behalf of my brother, as we are not allowed to contact each other at this time, per my parents. Thanks for all the advice and for understanding.